Welcome to the lifestyle segment of the weekend show. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and as it comes to an end, it is important for us to continue to shed light on it. This year's theme is No One Should Face Breast Cancer Alone. It serves as a reminder for providers to consider the many ways they can partner with patients and families in the prevention, detection, and treatment of breast cancer. So joining us, we have
This morning we have Ayodele Abioye. He's a development expert and also a doctor of physiotherapy. Good morning,
Good
Dr.
morning.
Ayodele.
Good morning. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much for joining us, Dr. Edili. So, can you expatiate on the theme for this month?
As we all know that this year and this very month is a breast cancer awareness month, and globally is an international cancer week, which was held from the 20th of October to 26th of October this year. So, in this year theme, it is a wake-up call for everyone that no one should be left alone with cancer.
Okay.
Okay, talking about being left alone, it's very obvious how draining, treating cancer can be. And when we talk about being left alone, how do we see it realistically play out in our society with women who have breast cancer?
Very clearly in the country today, cancer treatment is out of reach, especially Nigeria, which is a low-earning country. Is very impactful for women, especially women with breast cancer, because from statistics, only 10% of women that are impacted with cancer could afford the treatment. Even the National Health Insurance Scheme, as at then, which is now National Health Insurance Authority, could only cater for 5% of this population. It only covers 5% of the working population. So you now see how impactful it is for women. Like a normal treatment for chemotherapy costs average of 120,000 naira.
A single treatment?
Yes, depending on the type. If it is HAS, that's what we call HAS, that is a human epithelial growth factor receptor. This type costs about $1,000, which is about 1.3 million naira, because the drug is called Herceptin. That's the drug for one of the drugs used in conjunction or with the 120,000 naira for a normal chemotherapy. So now see how impactful it is for women, especially this part of this world.
The prices are quite alarming. 150,000 list, and it even
120,000.
goes
It has even goes
120,000
up
list, and it
because
goes
of
up
the
to almost 1.3 million naira. That's
Yeah.
crazy, particularly here in Nigeria, where the minimum wage is 30,000 naira. So what exactly can the government do, the Ministry of Health do, to at least aid and make this treatment within reach, particularly for low-income individuals?
Fine. The government has, to an extent, tried by creating a program they call NCAP, which is Nigeria Cancer Access Partnership. It's a partnership between major producers of these chemotherapy substance or drugs used for treatment of cancer, which they were able to make it affordable. That is why you can see that it even comes to that range of 120,000 naira. Because if you have to buy from other pharmacies, you buy like some of the Figastrine, I know very well, which is one of the drugs used in treating breast cancer, is 45,000 naira. And you need 3. So you now see just one. I'm just talking in the regime of the chemotherapy. So you now see that is very impactful and expensive, which government, they've tried in their capacity at least to have it, but they can do more. And now we also need, there is what we call personalized medicine now, which, you know, there are variant reactions for people of different races to diseases. So it's now time for us to also have our own standardized, you know, treatment protocols for Nigerians, because there are some of these only women only black or mostly black women experience the triple negative type of cancer. That is the one that is not dependent on estrogen, it's not dependent on progesterone, and is the one I mentioned earlier as 2. So that means it's very difficult to treat that type of cancer.
We've spoken about what governments can do and also about the high cost of treatment. But away from governments, back to us women, because we're talking about breast cancer. Interestingly, I think that breast cancer also affects men,
Yes.
but a small number of men.
Yes.
But back to us who are affected by this or who are likely to be affected by this cancer. I know that doctors always say if you detect early, you know, you're able to treat and you're able to survive cancer. But what would you say? Would you say that it's as a result of a lack of sensitivity or a lack of care that people don't detect? What are the factors that mitigate, that make it difficult, really, to detect cancer early? And how can we circumvent these factors?
Thank you very much. A lot of factors affect early detection of cancer. One of the factors is, if you want to really diagnose cancer, you need to pass through a lot of process. First and foremost, the most common one is the self-examination, which women can carry out for themselves. And also there are biopsy. You can also do mammogram and a CT scan. I and you know how expensive some of these procedures or some of these tests are. Like CT scan, I think the average in Abuja is around 60 to 70,000 naira. And so you now see some of the reasons. One is cost. Let's nail it on cost of diagnosis. Another reason is fear from the, oh, I don't want to be told. I don't want to, people sometimes feel that it's better you don't know, that once you know, you die, you know. So some of these are the factors that mitigate about the treatment of cancer in Nigeria, because the early detection, as they say, like this very month now that they are creating awareness on breast cancer, you'll see that early detection for any disease, not only cancer, is the best, is the way forward. Because before it metastasized, that is, it spreads to other parts of the body, it first of all starts at sometimes it becomes so small, or it might not be detected for like some months, because we have occasions where some women, they went to a reputable hospital and they started the process, and they said you are clean. And 3 months after, it now surfaces. So it shows that we need higher resolution equipment or some other tests that will help us to be able to diagnose cancer very early, that so that women who have been told they don't have cancer, meanwhile they've seen the symptom, you know, it starts like a tumor for some. Most times, before you start seeing it, in fact it has gotten to an advanced stage. So that makes it difficult for treatment. It makes it difficult in the treatment of the cancer cells.
Dr. Odile, I chuckled a bit when you mentioned fear, because I'm one of those people that I've been pushing a mammogram. Like I keep, you know, procrastinating and procrastinating. But I know it's very important for, you know, everyone out there to get checked at least regularly, as you said.
Yes. At least a month, you need to do at least a year. But self-examination is encouraged monthly. That one is of no cost. You can do, just lift your hand up like this. You can be in a lying position, or you can even stand, or you can use the mirror to check. And there are landmarks to which you can use to, you do a palpation. You can also do maybe a press to check for lumps. Those are one of the landmarks you check for in cancer. If there is no lumps, that means you may still, you may not, that may not say that the person does not have it. The cells might be growing. You know, cells, as they say, is the smallest unit of life. So at that cell stage, you might not be able to pick it. But with a mammogram and maybe ultrasound, and before it becomes a tumor, it can be detected early, and the treatment can commence.
Okay, so moving on from early detection now,
Okay.
what are the ways that, one can prevent?
Sometimes once we could prevent those ones that are as a result of lifestyle, like it is proven with medical research that reduction in the consumption of alcohol has been isolated as one of the factors that can predispose one into having cancer. Smoking, exposure to radiation, and some other contaminants or oxidants that can make the body to develop the cancer cells. So one, diet can be a very, very important way to, prevent or delay, so to say. Also, lifestyle is very important. The lifestyle we choose, like some people abuse a lot of substances, and it may not be the cause, but it's a predisposing factor to, one having cancerous cells in the body. So with a good diet, physical activity, I stumbled on the article the other time that equates physical inactivity to smoking. That is, says that we know how important a normal human should exercise at least, according to the World Health Organization, at least 1 hour in a week. But it's mostly advised that you should have 30 minutes of exercise every day. That is an exercise prescription, because I'm also an advocate of exercise is medicine. So you don't wait until that time that you are being predisposed or having a particular condition before you exercise. Exercise in itself is a medicine that helps us to drive or keep diseases at bay. So, and it was also proven that 50% of ailments can be prevented with physical activity.
Interesting. Just to ensure that people know these things, how often should women do a mammogram? And at what age should you begin to regularly conduct a mammogram and also self-examine? And how frequently should these things be?
Fine. The government has been very wise or proactive based on the World Health General Assembly, where they agreed to immunize women against cervical cancer. So you could see that with this, it has exposed us, you understand, to the awareness now that is preventable at a particular time or the other. So also, women needs to have at least, because of cost, one mammogram in a year. Same thing for men. They need to have their PSA done at least once in a year. I love an organization where they compel all their staff to have a mammogram. So if government can make it a way where everybody can have this, I think it's going to reduce the costs or expenses that government makes on in the long run on diseases. On the treatment of cancer. Because if you know early, it will, if cancer is detected early, it will now give you to know the type of treatment you are going to give. Some will need chemotherapy, some radiotherapy, and some surgery. So if it is detected at that cancerous cell state, they can treat that person with maybe some boots of chemotherapy can help to, they may not even go into radiation because radiation is more expensive, but it's a precise way to attack the cell because you are using high resolution to attack the cell. And this brings us back to what I said earlier, that R2, HER2, cost average of $1,000 for treatment, and you need 18 cycles in a year. That means for you to treat cancer that is HER dependent, you need average of $20,000, which today is around 20, as the exchange rate today is 23 million.
That's a lot.
Yeah, so you know, so it depends. Luckily for some, they have those ones that are a little bit cheaper to treat compared to those that are unlucky. And in the cancer registry, where I was just checking, I think they've isolated about 50 women, or 55 women in National Hospital that has a.
Thank you so much. I mean, that's quite a lot. We could have this conversation all day because it's such an important one. Yeah?
Yes, very insightful also. Dr. Adele, thank you so much for joining us. We hope this awareness, continues beyond the month of October. And remember, according to this year's theme, no one should face breast cancer or cancer in general alone. We'll be right back.
Thank you very much.